For this recipe, we're going to be making one of my favorites, which is French toast. This is a perfect meal for breakfast or anytime you guys just are craving French toast. So first I have 2 eggs. I have large eggs and I'm just going to crack them into a bowl. And I have 4 slices of this bread. This is brioche bread and they are thicker slices, and I just have them sitting out here because I want them to be a little bit stale. So I just have them here while I'm mixing my ingredients. You want to make sure that you whisk these 2 eggs really well so that they are mixed well together and that the yolks and whites are well combined. And next we're going to be adding in some vanilla. I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract that I'm just adding into my egg mixture. And next I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of honey. This is just an alternative for sugar. You could use sugar if you don't have honey, but this is just a natural sweetener. So I'm just adding in some honey here just to sweeten it up. After that, I'm going to be adding in some whole milk. I am adding in 1/4 of a cup. You guys can use heavy cream or whole milk or even whatever milk you desire. Next, I am just sprinkling in some cinnamon. I didn't really measure this part, but I'm going to say it's about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and just a sprinkle of salt. We're just going to whisk this together. And you want to spend a minute or 2 whisking this because the cinnamon is pretty hard to mix into our wet mixture, so it can take a second, but it will combine eventually. And if you do have some cinnamon chunks like mine here on the top of the surface, that's okay. Your bread will soak it up and the cinnamon will give it a great flavor. So first we are starting with our first slice of bread. You are just going to put it down into your mixture. You just want to leave it there for a couple of seconds, not too long. You don't want it super soggy to where you can't handle it or pick it up, but you do want the mixture to go into your bread and kind of give it like a spongy feel. Next we're going to go in with our second slice, and we're just going to do this for all 4 slices. And just remember that this recipe that I have is for my 4 slices of bread, and if you want to double this and make 8 slices, then just double this recipe and it will turn out great. So we're just doing this to our last piece of bread here, and then we're going to get ready to cook it. So here is my last piece, just making sure that this is well soaked into my bread, and it is. And this is what it looks like before we are going to come over to the oven, and we're just going to cook it here. I have 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I have melted, and I have this pan on low heat. You do not want this to be on high or your French toast will burn pretty easily. So here you just see it cooking, not too high. The butter is not too bubbly, so that means that the heat is not too high. We're just gonna move these slices around just to make sure that they're not sticking to our pan. And here it is time to flip them, and this is what they should look like whenever they are done on this one side. We're just gonna flip them over and cook on the other side. And I would say I cook these for about 5 minutes per side, just depending on what setting you have on your heat. This is my first batch. They are finished. We're just gonna take them out and place them onto a plate. And they smell so good. And then we're going to go ahead with some more butter into our pan, and as that melts we're going to put in our second batch here, and we're just going to continue to cook this on low to medium heat, not high. We're gonna flip these, and you want to be careful. I'm using a fork, but the fork can kind of tear into your bread. so a spatula works great. Here they are all finished. We're just putting them onto a plate together. And after this, we are going to be slicing up some fruit. You guys can add whatever fruit you love. I'm just slicing up some strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, whatever you guys like. Any fruit would taste incredible with this French toast, I'm sure. But I do love strawberries, so we're gonna add some strawberries. And this works better with fresh fruit, but I'm sure frozen fruit would also be good. We're just going to add these strawberries onto the plate here of our finished French toast. And again, this smells so good, you guys. We're just adding our strawberries here to the sides, and we're gonna put a little bit on the top as well. And after we have our fruit on our French toast, we are going to be adding on some syrup. I have maple syrup, but whatever kind of syrup you guys like, just drizzle over your French toast. So here we are just putting our syrup on, and after we have our syrup on our French toast, we are just going to be topping it off with some powdered sugar. And this is optional. If you guys don't want to add this on yours, you don't have to, but it just gives it a really nice kick, and it looks really good on the top of it also. So here is the finished result, you guys. This recipe turned out so good. It is kid approved and perfect for breakfast or anytime you guys just want to cook a good French toast recipe. This one is really good. And here it is finished and it is ready to be eaten. You guys can pair this with your favorite breakfast dishes like eggs, or this is perfect just to eat on its own. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and be sure to hit the bell for notifications and continue to follow our channel for more cooking recipes.